Can a person rewrite their entire personality like a movie script? In today's FactVault investigation, we're looking at Erica Frantzve, a woman who is now a central figure in America's top conservative circles, but her past raises questions about everything she claims today. Is this a genuine transformation or a calculated master strategy? Let's start with Fort Huachuca. This isn't just any Army base. It's the U.S. Army's Intelligence and Intel Training Center. Erica's connection to this base has raised eyebrows.
I have respect for the individuals that are in the industry.
You see I got a little bacon. Babe, that's deep in there. Give them a cleavage. People want cleavage. Showcase it.
Sells, babe.
Sells. That's me.
That's against our religion.
It's not. It's within the confines of marriage.
Again, this is my personal opinion. It's my podcast. But given what we've learned about Fort Huachuca, an intel base that literally trains Christians, I'm asking myself, was she just training? Was she training to become a Christian? Was she training to be able to impress people like Charlie by just always having a Bible verse? Now she can't even get out a sentence without making it somehow a Bible verse or a holy in some degree. And there's something that registers to people as off about that.
Critics are asking, was she trained in social engineering? Is her constant use of Bible verses and her perfect traditional image a weaponized persona designed to influence the conservative audience? Before the Bible verses, there was the crown.
New Miss Arizona USA 2012 is Erica Frantzve.
Erica often claims she was in China rescuing victims of sex trafficking, but the timeline tells a different story. In 2013, she was actually following her boyfriend, NBA player Josh Harrelson.
Why she was actually in China, helping victims of sex trafficking. No, the truth is that Erica was just following her boyfriend. I kind of view this as her groupie year. Her boyfriend at the time is Josh Harrelson. Josh Harrelson is playing for the Miami Heat. Okay, so you got a basketball player who was in his prime, and he is dating the Arizona beauty queen. And I would also like to note that this is 2013. So we are 5 years before she met Charlie.
Converting a romantic trip with a basketball star into a humanitarian mission. Is this a classic case of rewriting history? Erica preaches holy living, claiming she was raised in a deeply faithful household. But her own family history contradicts the traditional values she sells today.
Say, like, your mother taught you Christianity. My mother taught me Christianity. No, your mother allowed your boyfriends to live in the house too and have sleepovers. That's like the opposite of coming from a deeply faithful Christian household. Letting the boyfriend sleep in the house with your daughter is like, so I would never in a million years allow my daughter to have her boyfriend sleep over.
Even her habits seem to change based on the brand she's building. Today, she claims she doesn't drink because it's unproductive.
I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever. I just don't operate that way. But I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another.
After a period of isolation, Erica claims she was poured into by her pastor's wife.
I locked myself in my room, basically turned into a hermit for about a good 8 months. The only person I would see outside of my family was my pastor's wife, and we would go to the church and she would just pour into me every single day.
We ordered our food, and then that's when the grilling started happening. Like, that's when the interview process started happening. So I'm like, okay, this is a legit interview. Like, let's go. I'm glad I had my coffee. Like, I'm ready to debate you about Aristotle and Socrates, and you want to talk about theology? Let's do it.
But who were these mentors? Her pastor, Terry Christ, has a dark connection to the Hillsong scandal.
Pastor Terry Christ has a very interesting background. So he is very good friends with Brian Houston, who was the founder of Hillsong. And like you said, he was very much like he covered up his father's for years, and he actually never got charged for it. And so Brian Houston resigned eventually, and then right afterwards, Pastor Terry Christ also resigned from his church that he was leading, but he said it wasn't related.
The most famous part of her story is how she met her husband, Charlie Kirk. She calls it destiny and God's plan.
So if you're expecting to marry someone that I was blessed with, like a Charlie, you have to be the type of woman that will attract a Charlie. Are you going to church? Are you going to Bible study? Did you tell your pastor that you are ready for the Lord to bring into your life the man that you've been praying for?
But just know that nothing is by mistake. Nothing. I will never forget the time I was in Israel with my husband. Well, that was the second time, but the first time with my mother on a pilgrimage. And I was standing in the ticket line. And I remember looking behind me, and in the snake of the ticket line was a guy who looked very familiar. I had no idea who he was. And I told my mom, this guy looks so familiar. And as a typical mother, she said, go and say hi. No. We were late for our flight, and I'm not going to come off like a crazy person that's just weird. That ended up being Charlie. Nothing is by coincidence.
But why does the story keep changing? Her own colleagues in previous statements suggest they met at a Trump rally or through political connections.
I find all of this to be remarkably suspicious. The most suspicious element for me is Erica pretending she does not remember how she met Tyler Boyer, and both of them changing their stories. Tyler Boyer responded to somebody on X and said he met her. He met Erica at the Trump rally, but he maybe forgot. Maybe he had another long night in Romania, but he maybe forgot that he had already given a speech at Charlie's memorial and stated that Erica called him and said, how can I help? And then he put her behind Trump. So you had to know her before the rally to put her, if she called you and said, how can I help? And also, why was she calling you to say, how can I help? Erica had a pretty big life. And then Erica tells me that she knew him through some congressman she thinks it could have been a senator from Arizona. She thinks, but she's not sure.
Erica Frantzve tells women that nothing is by mistake. But when a person's past is full of contradictions and groupie eras, can we trust the traditional advice they give today? Is this a story of redemption or the most successful branding campaign in political history? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to FactVault for more deep dives.